Welcome to Roof It Up. This is a podcast about innovators, entrepreneurs, business leaders, and their stories about the course they took by Saenz Global.
Hello. Welcome to another podcast of Roof It Up. Today, we have the amazing Allison Blaue.
That's correct. Good job.
I'm like, hold on, pause. Yes, okay, Blaue. Sometimes I'm always scared when we're doing the intros because I'm like, I can mess up names. So I'm so glad we did it there.
And it's an easy one. It often gets mispronounced. So.
No, but I'm super excited. Allison Blaue and her husband are incredible business owners. They have an amazing roofing company here in the United States. And I'm so excited for her to share her journey and her story. Allison, I'm going to go ahead and pass you the mic. Can you share a little bit, let the crowd know who you are, a little bit about you? We'd love to hear.
Great. Yeah. So we are, we were raised in Colorado. My husband and I, our families have known each other since we were kids. And we fell in love and started a family and then started a business. Actually, in 2010, we bought into and purchased a cannabis cultivation company.
Nice.
And we sold that after the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit, we sold that and wanted to get out of that and get into a new industry. And we honestly just wanted to do something with our entrepreneurial, understandings. We had gone through so much process with that. We really understood a lot about, the CPAs, the lawyers, all the marketing, so we had a lot of tools in our tool bag. And we wanted to choose an industry and just kind of not overthink it and go. Mm-hmm. So we started doing research just about, and we also wanted an industry that was going to be like recession proof, super steady, nothing that was going to be too fussy. And so that's why we thought, the population is certainly increasing and not going to stop. And housing and homes and repair and things like that is going to be very steady. That was why we chose the roofing industry, is just due to the steady nature of it. And honestly, also working with people in a genuine way, that you're providing a service for likely their largest investment in life and the roof over their head.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a teacher. My background is being a second grade teacher. So, I think everyone's just an adult second grader. I just kind of see everyone that way. And I really like working with people. So that's kind of why we started in the roofing industry. Yeah. That's why we chose it.
So I love how you were in the cannabis world and then you sold that business. Like, how did it feel when you sold it? How did that feel when you were transitioning all that?
It was time. It was just so, it is highly, highly regulated. It was very, as you're probably aware, Colorado was a pioneer in that industry. So our laws were the first to legalize it, all of that. My very conservative family from the Midwest, I was surprised. They were like, look, it's a commodity. It doesn't matter. If it's a widget, it's a widget. If it's a cannabis plant, it's a cannabis plant. As long as it's legal, go for it. So, we had a couple of stores and cultivation facilities and sold our products, on a wholesale level around the state. And it was just time. It was really burning my husband out. And we needed to make a shift. So, and we wanted to work together and that wasn't something, our children were littler at the time and it just wasn't something that I had any interest in. So we chose roofing.
And I love how you guys pivoted to roofing. Like, I literally love it because, one, I'm a huge fan of the industry. I'm a little biased, of course, but I love it. So, okay. So what were some of the challenges you and your husband faced when you first entered the roofing industry?
Yeah. So, he initially started working with another nationwide, two actually different nationwide roofing companies, to essentially get trained to before we were completely out of the cannabis industry, he got a job working for a national, very large roofing company and essentially was like, I'm going to get paid to fail forward, to learn the industry and all that. And so we, one of the challenges was just you really have to find people that are good at what they do. Yeah. Your entire support team. So, we found that the single most essential, important part of this industry is having an excellent installation crew. So that is for sure the most important piece of the pie. So as we transitioned out of him working for a larger company and moved into Range and really launched Range, he was, fortunate enough to have met a lot of different crews. And he, kind of said, if you guys ever, need some more work, give me your information. I'm going to be moving over to this company. And we've gone through a couple of different crews. There's challenges there. But finding a really good crew, taking really good care of them, making sure your expectations are really clear, literally a document with expectations. And then we do a financial incentive too for them to be very clean, thorough, professional, all that kind of stuff. We actually have you can't be on the roof past this time of day, that sort of thing. And I mean, and I'm refining all of that as I move on, it's constant refinement, it really is.
Literally, that's the name of the game as we continue to grow and become better, is constant refinement. So definitely makes sense there. I love, one of the things that Allison made me want you to be on the podcast is when I first met you, you have just this thing about you. If you're not if you're watching this video, you can just pick it up. But Allison just has this joy about her, where she really cares about people. So it makes complete sense that the main thing that you're talking about here is finding the right crew and then taking really good care of them. And one way that you guys are taking really good care of them is making sure that they're safely, not working past certain times, things of that nature. So again, you're going to have such a successful company because if that's your core, your team will take care of you, and they will take care of the client. So I'm so excited about that.
Yeah. And really, truly what you said about a team, that's everything. That's essential, and Gary and I are very much just, share. We want everyone to succeed. We want everyone to stick around. We want to really, it's all about a team.
Yes.
So it's the Range team. We're doing great. We're really, truly enjoying it and growing. And it's really, I just joined the National Association of Residential Property Managers. Awesome. So, the Denver chapter there. So I'm really starting to get involved on the property management side of networking. As a roofing company, especially a female-owned roofing company, I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
100%.
Yeah.
Very good. So what do you love most about working in the roofing industry? What have you really loved about being in it? I know it's people, but what else?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that it is, and when I met with our TAMCO rep, which is one of the companies that we really champion, we really appreciate their nature. We really like the company. We love our rep here. But that hadn't occurred to me aside from working with just, the homeowner, is the fact that, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, but it's, they're so grateful. The people that you finish up their house and, they're so thankful and delighted that they, that it's all finished and everything's good and safe and done. And the, boxes are all checked. And so that was unanticipated, just kind of that warm and fuzzy feeling from people that you get, that you're working with. So, and I also like the fact that you can get really good at it pretty quickly because it's repetitious, So, I mean, it is a very important product that you're selling and it has to be installed properly. There's a lot of regulation and safety issues and things like that. But as long as you're following those protocols, it's just the size is the difference. And a lot of the roofs that we're putting on is just repeat. So we're able to just get better and better and better and better and better, fairly quickly. That's one nice thing about it.
Yeah. And it's so true. It's repetition and it's repeating it with excellence every single time. And then you just refine it. And obviously there's pivots depending on some, different kinds and things of that nature. But if you can continue to have a great foundation, it is a game changer. And we love seeing companies just scale from there. So that's awesome. I love that you're really people focused, which it's it's not just their roof. It's like, that's where they get to be with their family, where, they get to welcome new babies or their grandchildren.
Yeah.
It like has like a bigger impact in the world. It's not just a roof, right? It's like,
Yeah, it's where
you're
they hang their hat.
like you're just so much more. So it's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
And okay, so how do you build trust with your clients and stay connected to your community? How do you do that?
Well, stay connected to the community, I think, through just, beginning to join different organizations so that I can become more and more visible. And honestly, you become more confident the more you learn. And so, staying connected to the community just really for me is offering to be involved in a lot of different things. And being really comfortable saying what I don't know, and then learning right away. And then, we do things like in our community where, my husband is on the board of our local tackle football team for like the 12U kids and, all of that. They're a 60-year-old team,
Wow.
the Lafayette Bobcats. And so, we sponsor them. And I'm looking to be, now as a female business owner, this another really exciting part of this is just that people encourage women who are in a position of being in an industry that's mostly male dominated to join the boards of things and to become more involved. And so I just look forward to seeing, within this next year when we can kind of do our year mark, which is, the middle of July of next year, just how many boards I've, joined and organizations I'm involved with and things like that. So, yeah. I do believe it's important. I mean, you are your brand, right? So you own it, you talk about it, you wear it, you need to have your clothing that's branded or, whatever it is. And when you're out and about in your community, you talk about your company and ask for the business,
I love that. I love how you kind of added that tidbit there where you can literally have your logo on your shirt and all of that great things and be walking around your community. And that really makes an impact because people will remember it. It's repetition. So I love that. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So in regards to what advice would you give to someone just starting in the roofing industry? Like, what would you tell them?
I would say it depends. There's a lot of dynamics, it depends on if they already have a senior, project manager, or what pieces or if they're coming from the side where they've been installing for years and then they just went and got their general contractor's license. I guess one of the things that I've found is the pitfalls just from other companies that I've talked to is, know what you're good at. And then what you're not good at, there's many opportunities to outsource in this industry. So, we outsource all of our claims management, for example. I don't have the time to deal with the minutia of sending the claims and dealing with like the insurance companies. And I know that. And that's not how I'm contributing to this company. So I outsource that. I think that trying to be a one-trick pony and sort of do everything yourself is a pitfall. So I would 100%, I would suggest to people, like from whatever angle they're coming in, do you really well? And then it seems like you're spending money, but it's money well spent because you're never going to grow if you're not organized and consistent. And you can't be organized and consistent all by yourself or with just like a team of two people, you really do need support.
No, I love how you say that. Like I before starting a business, we always would read books and it's like hire people that are better than you in areas that you don't enjoy doing, right? Because then
100%.
You're just really propelling forward. And it just changes everything. So if people are in their right seats on the bus, right? If you have the right driver, the right support there, or also if individual, because how many times I think of just life, how many times have maybe yourself or anyone worked at a job that you actually do like, but then you get added a bunch of other tasks that you hate. Like, oh, I love this, about my job, but then I have to do all this other paperwork, administration, all this stuff, and I really dislike it. So it all makes me dislike my job. And if simply just handling those off, like giving that to, kind of what you shared there, your claims, that's great. Now that time you get to now spend more time doing what you love. And there's such more ROI when companies do that. And you're 100% right. Like the one, like the pony, like the guy who's doing everything, at the end of the day, it's so much money being lost because he's spending much of his time doing something that is not going to, return. So I love how you already have that mindset. And so I'm telling you, you're just going to keep going up from here. So I love it. No, very good.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for that compliment. I think it comes from being an entrepreneur because this isn't the first company we started, so we learned like hire people that are experts at what they do and like people that, love accounting, they love it. They would do it if they weren't getting paid for it. Great. Yeah. Like, bringing you on my team, 100%. So 100%. Yeah. Go that route.
So good. Okay. And I have a question. So let's say someone's listening to this and they're like, you know what? I totally want to get a hold of Allison. I really connect with her story. I love where she's at. And what are your handles? Like your company, contact or your handles, social media handles? What are they? Shout them out. And as we're having this, we'll make sure we add all your handles to the links below so people can just go ahead and follow you or reach out to you directly. So
excellent. Yeah, that's someone I just met with this week who will be like our social media person and kind of is going to be my webmaster. But for right now, it's Range Roofer. So rangeroofer.com is where you can find us. And yeah, we're a Colorado-based company. So, yes, if you are listening to this or you have a family member in the Colorado, Front Range area, we live kind of near Boulder, but, we're all over the Front Range. So, rangeroofer.com is where you can find us. And then my email is, ablau@rangeroofer.com.
Love it. Okay. And one thing before we end it, I kind of remember the story of how you chose Range. Do you mind sharing that a little bit? How you chose that?
Yes, it was kind of a double whammy. I love it because I'm a mountain girl, Range, the mountain range. We literally live, in the Rocky Mountain range area. Mm-hmm. I also like the alliteration of it, range, roofing, and restoration. However, we are going to change it to exterior restoration so that we can sort of be a little more specific. So I do like the alliteration of it. And then also just range in terms of talent, and in terms of what we are able to do well. I wanted to kind of play on those words too, just in an ability to grow the company. So yeah, that's how it was chosen.
I love it. We were on a podcast recently with one of our other podcasts that were on the show, and their story was they used to have a barber shop with that name, and then they shut the barber shop down and then put it into their roofing company. So I love hearing the stories behind the names. I think it's so fun. Very awesome. Allison, thank you so much for being on our show. If you are listening to this or watching this, Allison is a phenomenal woman. She's beautiful as well and just has this incredible personality. So Allison, thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for inspiring so many people, so many women, girls, like just being an inspiration to everyone. You have so much story and you also have so much wisdom. And I'm excited for your community as well, to have such an incredible roofing company serving them, of owners that really care for them. So super happy about that. And I am excited to see you guys where you're going. And I'm not going to be surprised if very soon I get to see you at one of these big events talking and sharing and leading. So
I would absolutely love that. That is a goal of mine as well. Yeah, I love public speaking. I mean, I come from the teaching background, so I'm all about it. Yes, I would love that.
Yeah, I'm totally going to see you on a platform. I know it for sure. 100%. So very cool. Allison, thank you so much for being on the show. And everyone have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.